This was shot in front of a live studio audience.
Jared, what are you doing?
Sick, dude.
Oh, this is so stupid. I love you, John Green.
Oh no, everything's falling apart. Oh god.
For most people in the United States, finding music is as easy as searching it up on Spotify, Pandora, YouTube, or Apple Music, or Google Play Music if that's your thing. Yet, this luxury wasn't always at the fingertips of the American people. Up until 1999, in order to find music, you had to actually pay for it, with money and stuff. This was all changed at the hand of a teenager by the name of Shawn Fanning. You see, one day Fawn Channing was sitting in his dinky little room in the spring Massachusetts air in 1999 when he found himself unbearably bored. So, as anyone else would do, he created a website, Napster. Before Napster, people who wanted to share music online had to go through an extensive process to rip it off the CD, and even when they did, there was no centralized hub to post all of your findings and stolen goods. To get shared music, downloaders had to scour the web in search of forums or links that hopefully contained all the necessary data. Fanning decided to take it upon himself to fix this issue and decided to create a tool to make file sharing easier. With the help of a few friends, including Sean Parker, a friend he met online, and his uncle, John Fanning, they revolutionized music and changed the landscape of sharing media forever.
Now, of course, Napster became a craze. Getting music all over the internet used to be such a hassle. You have to get the little pieces and put them together all by yourself. Napster basically just cut that all out and gave you the song that you wanted on the spot. I mean, the idea was perfect. Instead of having to buy a $20 CD for one song that you wanted, you can just get the one song that you wanted right there. Honestly though, who wouldn't love the idea of widespread music without ever having to pay for it though? Yeah, as you can imagine, some of the record labels and other music titans such as Dr. Dre
Fuck Napster.
weren't very happy about the whole idea of the music being shared around without them seeing any money. But there were some musicians that were on board, such as David Grohl, who thoroughly thought that music should just be free in the first place.
The thing about music is that music should be available to anybody that wants to hear it. I think that there should be no such thing as a price tag on music. Okay, maybe there's a price tag on the package that you buy. You know, you pay $13 for a CD, you get the artwork, you get the jewel box, you get the friggin' sticker, you get the whole nine, whatever. But I don't want to turn on my fucking radio and have to put a nickel in it to hear Metallica. Like, I don't want to have to pay to hear music.
However, while fans and some musicians were on board with the idea of sharing music, there was a pretty big outrage from celebrities not seeing a dime for their hard work. And the face of this outrage was none other than drummer of Metallica, Lars Ulrich.
Now, let's get into the great part of any amazing tale, the lawsuits. Now, according to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco, Napster users were guilty of direct copyright infringement because they swapped copyrighted creative works in their entirety. As we know, Metallica's drummer Lars Ulrich was very passionate in his crusade against Napster. The band took Napster to court in 2000, focusing on copyright infringement, racketeering, and an unlawful use of digital audio interface devices. The federal district court issued a preliminary injunction in Metallica's favor, of course, forcing Napster to remove all songs copyrighted by Metallica. This was the beginning of the end for this original peer-to-peer sharing service. Because the case was highly publicized, Metallica's rebellion against Napster had encouraged other artists to pursue legal reparations for their own copyrighted music. These additional lawsuits led to the deletion of more than 200,000 Napster user accounts. Basically, there was some, $94 million deal that ended up being tainted because Napster's chief executive officer had worked for both Napster and the company wanting to buy its rights. This deal was blocked in court, and Napster had filed for bankruptcy in 2002. Yeah.
At the time, sharing music on the internet was terrible for artists. People stopped buying records because Napster made it so that you didn't have to pay for it. Why would you pay for something you can get for free, right? Now, I'm sure none of you had any idea what Napster was before we introduced it to you. Well, no big deal, they're not around anyways. Wrong. Napster is everywhere, or at least Napster's idea is. Napster completely changed the way we listen to music. All the streaming platforms we know and use today, including Spotify, Google Music, Apple Music, Tidal, Pandora, SoundCloud, and any other streaming music service that you can think of, was built off of Napster's original idea. In fact, this success is what paved the way for Napster's return. On July 14th, 2016, Rhapsody acquired Napster and has been functioning under that name in over 33 countries. Although at the time it seemed like Napster's idea was bad for artists, it paved the way for so many artists that we know and love listening to today, just like Post Malone. So the next time you open up Spotify, Apple Music, or Pandora, thank Napster.
Napster time!
Can we please add that?
It's my turn. I wanted to see how you were gonna react. We started.